Welcome to ATMC TV's High School Football Game of the Week. Partner Jake Holmes, it's our playoff edition, coming to you live from Gary Bishop Stadium on the campus of North Brunswick High School. And, man, we have two familiar foes meeting each other in the first round of the 3A state playoffs tonight. We had these same teams a couple of weeks ago. It was a thriller in Boiling Spring Lakes with North Brunswick claiming that one with a 14-10 victory. R.J. Green threw a touchdown pass in the final minute and a half to stun the South Brunswick faithful. Should be another close one tonight. Jay, these teams were only separated by a single game in the league standings, and you know when the folks in the bleachers are dressed like they are tonight, you know the stakes are meaningful. It's playoff football. It's cold. Two rivals meeting in the first round. What more could you want? What do we look for here tonight, Jay?
Sam, this is going to be so much fun. And you're talking about people being out supporting these teams tonight. It took us forever and a day to get off the road.
Sure did.
Into the school to find a place to park tonight, right? So both communities are really getting behind their respective schools. And, yeah, they played a couple of weeks ago, and it was 14-10. And you were telling me you and Dr. Mike were doing that game, and most of the scoring occurred in the last 3 minutes.
Sure did.
And the biggest score was that pass from Green to Seth Deloy that gave North the victory. But it should be fun tonight. These teams know each other. It's an intense rivalry. I mean, I think if you tried to boil it down as you see South coming onto the field, their strength is defense. They are being South. They really come at you defensively. They only give up 12.8 points per game. They are really, really, really good at tackling. And it's no surprise, Sam, that 3 of the top 10 tacklers in the conference this year all play for South. They like to apply pressure to the quarterback. 24.5 sacks, 39.5 tackles for losses, and when you put the ball up against them, they'll go at it. 8 interceptions on the season for South coming in here. They go up against North, and one thing North can do is score, and they score really well. They're averaging 25 points a game, and most of that scoring is because of their quarterback, R.J. Green. His arms, his legs, and his poise. His arms, 1,728 yards. His legs, 445 yards. And his poise, he's only thrown 3 interceptions. He really makes smart decisions. And when he goes up top, he's got 3 kids that can really catch the ball well. Seth Deloy, Jaden Armstrong, and Dominic Atkinson-Bell combined for 77 catches, 1,256 yards, and 14 touchdowns. And Deloy has 11 of those, so he is his favorite go-to guy in the end zone. But offense, defense, some great matchups on the field. And, again, if it's anything like the game a couple of weeks ago, this should be a real, real fun contest.
I mean, Jay, 2 weeks ago when these two teams met in BSL, North Brunswick scored on a trick play in the first half and took a 7-3 lead into the halftime break. For the first 20 minutes of the second half, neither offense could muster much. South Brunswick gets the ball back with about 5 minutes left, marches down the field, scores a go-ahead touchdown with a couple minutes left, and after just stoning the North Brunswick offense the entire second half, R.J. Green and company get the ball back and march about 75 yards in 5 or 6 plays, of course capped by the touchdown strike from R.J. Green to Seth Deloy. If you have not seen R.J. Green in action this year, number 1, what were you doing all season while we were broadcasting his games? Number 2, this kid is special, Jay.
He's 12.
Number 12,
Look
right there on your screen with the towel, hanging out of the back of his pants, second from the left for North Brunswick. And, boy, South Brunswick's got some dudes, as we call them, Jay, as well. Shelton Bocook, Danny Parker. There's just this field tonight will be littered with exceptional high school football players. But, boy, number 12 for North Brunswick is worth the price of admission.
He's the guy that makes it go, Sam. And
He is.
1,728 yards throwing, 18 touchdown passes, only 3 interceptions, as I indicated before, and he's rushed 445 yards and 6 scores. He's got some help offensively. We talked about the receivers, but a guy that's really got good this year is big Trey Baldwin, 462 yards on the ground.
And we'll get a look at Baldwin and the rest of the Scorpions and the Cougars' first round of the state playoffs coming right up. And we are almost set for the game's opening kickoff. South Brunswick won the opening coin toss and deferred possession to the second half. So, Jay, we've been singing to R.J. Green's praises during the intro tonight, and we're going to get a look at him early. South Brunswick will kick off to the North Brunswick Scorpions. Quick set the stage, Jay. North finished the season 6-4, 4-3 in Mideastern Conference play. Ended the season on a 3-game winning streak. Had dramatic victories over West Brunswick and South Brunswick before capping the regular season with a win against Ashley. South Brunswick, on the other side of the coin, Jay, was sitting at 6-1, lost their last 3 games, and Jay, all of those were in a heartbreaking fashion. So South Brunswick trying to flip the script and advance to the second round here tonight.
Well, and the game that South had last week, we were doing that game. It was the 21-14 overtime loss to West Brunswick. But, you know, it just was a rock'em sock'em, almost a rock fight between those two schools last week.
Sure was.
It could be very much like that here this evening. You talked about R.J. Green, or we talked about him coming out offensively tonight. But he's going to go up against an outstanding defense, as we mentioned. Only gives up 12.8 points per game. They are led by one of the premier tacklers in the area, number 42, Shelton Bocook, senior linebacker, 132 tackles. He averages 13.2 tackles a game. Incredible. He gets a lot of help from junior linebacker Garrett Frazier, 80 tackles, 12 sacks. Bishop Brown in the secondary, 64 tackles, an interception, and 3 fumble recoveries. And inside, when I say big, I mean big. Demarius Wise, 285 pounds big, 73 tackles, 3.5 sacks. Defensively, South is tough. Offensively, North is loaded. It's the classic matchup. It should be fun here this evening.
You know, Jay, you have conversations with football coaches at South Brunswick with a short-ish end-over-end kick fielded cleanly, and South Brunswick with a gang tackle about the 31-yard line.
Bang time. That's Bocook already?
Shelton Bocook with the tackle on the game's opening kickoff. But, Jay, all the conversations, you know, you have with area coaches about the South Brunswick defense, and this is like the highest compliment you can get from an opposing coach. And they talk about South on defense. They're sound, right? You just very, very rarely catch them out of position. And because they are in position, and they're such a sure tackling team, it's just hard to sustain drives or get chunk plays against this unit.
Absolutely, Sam. They wrap you up but take you down, right?
Yes.
And that's what they do awfully, awfully well. They're going to get some challenges here tonight because there is some offensive talent on the field for the Scorps.
Green in the shotgun, gives it up the middle. A good gain on 1st and 10 of about 5 yards, maybe 6, out to the 37-yard line. Jay, I believe that was number 5, actually. Jabril DeShiel starting in the backfield tonight at tailback, picks up 6, setting up a 2nd and 4 from the 37.
Hey, DeShiel is a comer, only a sophomore, Sam, and he's got a big, huge upside.
Jaden Granda in motion, a little speed option out to the left. Green still on his feet, nowhere to go. South had that snuffed out. Stopped Green. He may have got back to the line of scrimmage there. No gain officially, and that will set up a critical 3rd and 4 here on the first possession of the game.
Yeah, Sam, you know, I talked about one of the things that South is able to do is pressure the quarterback. I'm not sure that's the best thing to do with R.J. Green.
Boy.
Because, man, when he has to start scrambling, he can make plays happen.
3rd and 4, Green in the shotgun, throws the slant. He's got a man. Number 11 with the grab, still on his feet. He may go. The 10, the 5, touchdown. Number 11, Jackson Dorf. A 63-yard pitch and catch from R.J. Green to Jackson Dorf. And a minute, 21 seconds into the game, the Scorpions have taken a 6-0 lead.
Wait. Great protection that time for Green. Delivers a strike to Jackson Dorf, the senior, who I don't even have as having a catch this season.
Jacob Molina, the freshman place kicker, on to attempt the extra point. Number 32, Cody Callahan, handles the holder duties. It was a bad snap, partner. The snap was well behind Callahan. He did get it down, but not quite in time, and the extra point is no good. Jay, look at the replay. I believe this was a linebacker matched up against Dorf here.
And look at the time Green has, and then he just delivers a strike. Yeah, Dorf gets behind 15.
Nope, it was Howlett.
Mason Howlett.
Yeah, he's a corner.
Very capable defender.
Yep. Sideline reporter Mike Maurer providing some insight for us tonight. Mike, what'd you see down there from the North Brunswick sideline?
Well, we talked about this earlier. North looked really, really juiced up early in pregame. Home crowd, standing room only. And you could tell the sidelines are really excited. And what a dime by number 12.
Yep. R.J. Green did not take him long to put his fingerprints on this game.
I want to say that, first of all, he ain't no Aaron Andrews. And second, that's probably a quarter, not a dime.
South Brunswick's got some running room. Finally knocked down across the 50, number 6, Antoine Thompson. Changes momentum here early in the game. A big kickoff return across the 50 to the 48-yard line. Jay, a return of about 42 yards, and Thompson puts the Cougars in business here early.
Yeah, let me tell you, if you had any doubt that these two teams are ready, forget about it, right? You saw the great return. The great return by Thompson, a big-time hit. I believe it was Baldwin, and the Cougars got great field position to open up their first possession of the game. And they've been doing this all season, folks, with sophomore quarterback Jamison Prince.
He's a player.
1,061 yards through the air, but number 3 is the guy
Parker's got a seam right through the teeth of the North defense. Finally rumbled down inside the 20. Danny Parker with a huge run on first down, marked down at the 18, a gain of 30 yards and a South Brunswick first down. Holy cow, slow down offenses.
Danny Parker's the kid I've been touting all year as pound for pound, maybe the best player in the Mid-East Conference, 1,164 yards rushing.
Ooh, man.
Big.
Yep. A business decision there as a North Brunswick defensive back came in to make the play, and he took a shot from senior tailback Danny Parker. Jay, all of that for about 1 yard. That's going to set up a 2nd and 9. The ball is at the 17-yard line of North Brunswick. Jay, 2 weeks ago we went 45 minutes with essentially no offense. So far tonight we've had a 30-yard run by South and a 60-plus yard pass from the Scorpions. Parker around the right side. He is bottled up this time. A host of Scorpion defenders meet Parker behind the line of behind the loss of 1 yard there. I was going to say behind the line of scrimmage, but it wasn't, in fact.
Jaden Granda, the outstanding senior linebacker for North, in on the stop that time.
3rd and 10, ball's at the 18. Prince in the shotgun. They're going to keep it on the ground. Parker's got running room, still on his feet.
Jeez.
North trying to wrestle the ball away from him. Jay, he's got more than enough for the first down. South keeps it on the ground on 3rd and 10, and Danny Parker rumbles down to the 6-yard line, a gain of 12, and a South Brunswick first down.
Well, Danny was disappointed in that overtime loss last week to West. He just couldn't get in the end zone there at the end, not for lack of effort and hustle. But I think he's had a week to think about it. And how many times has he said during the past week, Coach, feed me, give me the ball, give me the ball. He's carried the ball every time here in this opening drive, and South is knocking on the door.
First and goal, ball is at the 6-yard line. Look at this, Jay. This is the old T formation. That give is to Bo Cook.
Ooh.
South just pushing him toward the goal line. He's all the way to about the 2-yard line, a gain of 4. That's going to set up a second and goal from about the 2-yard line of the Scorps.
Yeah, 68, Garrett Frazier, who's the other linebacker, was doing a lot of blocking that time.
The T formation, Garrett Frazier, Shelton Bo Cook, Danny Parker behind Jamison Prince. It's Bo Cook again. He's awfully close, but not across the goal line. Give Bo Cook a yard there, so that will set up a third and goal from the 1. And, Jay, boy, that field really shrinks up down there on the goal line, doesn't it?
Well, it does, and it's got to make you think maybe with that jumbo package, if Prince fakes handing the ball off to Bo Cook, keeps it. Let's see.
This time it's Danny Parker, and he walks in, skips across the goal line, a big-time block there over on the left side of the line from big number 65, Demarius Wise. Just opened up a huge gaping hole for Danny Parker. And, Jay, now South Brunswick with a chance to take the early lead. Molina and North Brunswick couldn't convert on their first point after try. We'll see if South Brunswick's Noah Harrell can give the Cougs a 1-point lead here. 7.5 minutes left in the first.
He's a good place kicker.
Kick is up. It is good. Mike Maurer reporting from the North Brunswick sideline tonight. What an answer by South Brunswick. The Cougars got the big kickoff return and then cashed it in with a 1-yard touchdown from Danny Parker. What'd you see on that drive, Mike?
Like you mentioned last time they played, RJ throwing it and Danny Parker running it, they opened a huge hole on that left side. Danny Parker practically walked right in.
Yeah, Danny Parker doesn't need a whole lot of hole, right? And
nope.
But he had a kind of a wide open door that time and took advantage of it.
And, Jay, it really did look like after he kind of sidestepped, he really did walk in. He just kind of stepped across the goal line there. Didn't really have to fight for that last yard. So South Brunswick leads 7-6, 7.5 minutes left in the first quarter. A booming kickoff by Harrell, and it bounces across the goal line and into the end zone for a touchback. So, Jay, buckle your seatbelt. Apparently, we've had some offensive fireworks. Both teams score on their opening drives.
And how crazy, just 2 weeks ago, they played nearly the whole game and scored each a touchdown or something, and then the last minute and a half, wow, it's a crazy game.
It really is. And Jay, just something of note, it had to be good for South to convert on that goal-to-go situation after losing last week's game with 2 chances from the 1-yard line, right?
Looks like maybe they worked on that this week.
Yep, no doubt. There's a draw play, and there's that South Brunswick defense that has just been so incredibly effective this year. They knocked down the ball carrier for no gain, so ball's still at the 20. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Scorpions from their own 20-yard line.
Frazier and Wise, along with number 5, Bishop Brown, the senior. 64 tackles on the year, added another one then.
2nd and 10, Green drops back. Oh, wide open, Jay. There was nobody over there. That's Atkinson Bell working against Parker, still on his feet. Finally knocked out of bounds at the 49-yard line, a gain of 31 yards. And R.J. Green already has 98 yards passing on 2 attempts.
And where in the world did Atkinson Bell come from? That's what Brian Davis is asking right now.
I mean, there was nobody within about 15 yards of him.
Yeah.
Partner, finally, Parker was able to chase him out of bounds. There's Demarius Wise. He jumps into the neutral zone there. It'll be a penalty against South Brunswick. And, Jay, when you're trying to guard against a high-octane offensive attack like North Brunswick, you can ill afford to give them free yardage.
No, you can't, Sam. And, gosh, we've talked about that during the season. You can get away with things like that against teams that just aren't very good. But both these teams out here this evening are good football teams. So you don't want to give them easy yards, easy opportunities, easy points.
Man, Jay, I said early on it's just hard to get chunk plays against South Brunswick, and North's already gotten 2 of them. And they're going for another one, a deep ball down the sideline. Pass is caught. We're going to have to get a number there, partner. I can't see that far away. That's Armstrong. Jaden Armstrong with a 44 down to the 6, a 38-yard pitch and catch from R.J. Green to Armstrong, and North Brunswick just lighting up the South Brunswick secondary early in this one. North first and goal at the 6-yard line.
Leading receiver for the Scorps, Jaden Armstrong.
This one's going to be a handoff around the right side. Bo Cook got his hand in there initially. Ball carrier finally dropped at the 4-yard line, so a gain of 2 yards. It'll be second and goal from the 4.
Yeah, Shelton did a good job to slow down Baldwin, and lots of help from his friends to finally bring him down to the ground.
1-yard gain, the second and goal at the 4-yard line.
A host.
So not much
Cougar
going
tacklers,
on that
yeah.
second down snap. Jay, they maybe the 3-yard line, kind of tough to tell from our angle. We'll call it the 3s after a gain of 1 yard on second down. So with 6 minutes left in the first quarter, North has a third and goal from the 3-yard line.
And remember, Green is a dangerous guy with his arm and his legs.
Yeah, and Jay's a powerful runner. You know, he can
Big
drag
kid.
tacklers. Deloy in motion. It's going to be a swing route out around the left side. He's in. Touchdown, the North Brunswick Scorpions. The swing route from R.J. Green.
Atkinson Bell, Sam.
Atkinson Bell, the recipient there of the R.J. Green touchdown strike. North Brunswick going to leave the offense on the field after taking a 12-7 lead. 5:36 left in the first.
Outstanding execution that time, bringing Atkinson Bell again out of the backfield. And they're going for 2.
Swing, little bow route out to the front pylon, and Green's throw just a little too high. Jay, take us through the touchdown strike here.
To your left there, you see Atkinson Bell just kind of sneak out of the backfield, and a nice, that looks like that's a hard play, or, I'm sorry, an easy pass to throw. It's anything but. Green had to lead him properly. Bell brought it in and gets the 6-point touchdown, and a 12-7 North Brunswick lead.
Mike, take us through that scoring drive there. A deep pass from R.J. Green to Jaden Armstrong set it up, and then the Scorps were able to cash in. What'd you see from the field level?
Well, talk about cutting edge sideline reporting here. R.J. Green rocking Tommy Pickles socks from Rugrats, and I think that's what powered him through that touchdown in that drive.
They don't call him Dr. Mike Maurer for nothing. That's the best in the business. Our first time, first time having a sideline reporter, and we get a Sox report
and he's
in the first quarter.
He's got a medical degree.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Tommy Pickles.
Pickles? Who did he play for?
The Rugrats.
Oh.
Oh, boy, Tommy.
Did they play that guy again tonight? The music, who is it, 21 Miles or something?
Kickoff return.
Forget it.
South's got another little crease on the kickoff return. I believe that was Bishop. Oh, South's going to have to back up 15 yards, Jay. They're going to get number 34 there, Jack Early, with a late hit after the play. It wasn't anything egregious. He was engaged with a North Brunswick player and kind of threw him down after the return man had been tackled. So I think South is going to start this drive at about the 20. Oh, no, it's against the Scorps. Okay. Wow. It happened. It was thrown right where Early tossed the North player down, so I thought maybe I'd get him for a late hit, but it was actually against the Scorps, and that's going to move the ball into North territory.
Well, let's be honest. People don't understand it, but you were blinded by Pickles socks that time, right?
Apparently.
Who is this player? What position? A cartoon.
Rugrats. Chucky and Tommy and what was Angelica? Angelica,
I'm Mickey Mouse?
almost. You're getting closer.
Jeez, I'm too old for
South
this.
Brunswick, 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Bo Cook in motion. Parker flanking Prince in the backfield. The give is going to be to Parker. And, boy, somebody got him by the ankle there and stopped him just shy of the 40-yard line. It was a gain of about 3 yards to the 41, setting up a 2nd and 7. It was Tucker Goss on the tackle for North Brunswick.
Yeah, Tucker's a pretty darn good football player. 56 tackles and a fumble recovery for the junior linebacker. A lot of young players on both these teams, especially North, and they're good.
Prince drops back to pass. It's a middle screen to Basil Abrams.
Got some room.
He's got a lot of running room, still on his feet, across the 30, dropped at the 28-yard line, a gain of 13 yards and a South Brunswick first down.
Well executed screen pass over the middle. Let's take a look at it again. You let the line come in, you throw it out.
Let Abrams do the rest.
And he did a real good job. Basil Abrams, 20 catches, 281 yards on the year.
And now back South Brunswick back to their bread and butter. Danny Parker absorbing all kinds of contact, finally wrestled down by Taryn Green. And he's going to have enough yardage for a South Brunswick first down, about a 12-yard carry up the middle by Danny Parker. And, man, these offenses are just really, really sharp here early in this contest. South Brunswick 17 yards away from taking the lead yet again. Parker nowhere to run that time, and so he carries it around the left side. Finally pushed out of bounds by number 4 over there, Taryn Green, but not before another sizable chunk of yardage by the South Brunswick Cougars. Parker pushed out of bounds at the 7-yard line. And, Jay, we're waiting on the waiting on the chains to move there. I can't tell if they're I think they're going to have a measurement here before this next snap. And, Jay, they got to come all the way across the field to do it.
Sam, Danny Parker is just a wonderful high school football player, leading the area in rushing coming into tonight's contest, 1,164 yards, averages about 5 yards a carry. He scored 15 touchdowns this year.
Gee whiz.
He's 7 times this season he has gone over 100 yards in the game rushing. We're going to see the chain crew. Be a little short, maybe.
Second down, yeah.
Just
Boy,
a
look
pitch.
at the eagle eye there from Jay Combs.
Yeah, I don't know my cartoon characters, but I can identify a first down. Hey, and the other thing that I love about Parker, they call him an athlete. They don't call him a running back. They don't call him a defensive back. They call him an athlete because of all the things that he does. I just told you offensively, but then defensively, 63 tackles, 4 interceptions, 1 tackle for a loss, and 1 fumble recovery. So I'm not quite sure how much more number 3 can do. 5'9".
Well, Jay returns punts, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really – and golly day, Sam, how many years have we been talking about Danny Parker at South Brunswick High School?
Interesting bit of trivia. Steve Smith, the head referee, his son played with me at Guilford College.
All right. I'm going to have to digest this really quick. It's going to be 2nd and inches, we'll call it, as the chain gang getting set back up. So 2nd and inches from the 7. I mean, South just has to move the football about, what, Jay, the nose of the football for the first down yardage. We're back in action.
About the length of that sock.
Bo Cook in motion. Prince in the shotgun with Thompson. He gives it. Oh, Thompson made a miss. And then he's still fighting for yardage. And Jay, after all that, I believe he may have got just enough for a South Brunswick first down. It's gonna be close.
Antoine Thompson is a tough running back.
It
He did
was a
pick up the
first down.
Yeah, he 260 yards rushing this year, 3 touchdowns. He's caught a couple of passes. he too plays some defense for Rocky Lewis's South Brunswick Cougars. A nice football player, and did a good job to pick up a critical first down for South. Man, we still got three plus to go in the first quarter.
Yep.
Maybe our 4th touchdown coming up.
Yep. Parker on the give around the right side. Brought down maybe right at the 5-yard line. A gain of a couple, going to set up 2nd and goal for the Cougars.
Yeah, senior Tristan Marks in on the stop that time for North. Was Tristan done this year? 22 tackles, right? And one of them a tackle for a loss, and he too a fumble recovery. So,
Oh, I believe they got our man Jaden Granda there.
He don't mess up much, but he got caught that time.
No, that ball's going to move to about the 2.5-yard line. So South Brunswick, Jay, going to have presumably 3 plays from the 2.5-yard line. A touchdown here would give South a 1-point lead. And, Jay, we're going to have to remember that missed extra point early in the game by North Brunswick. It's already become a little bit of a factor here as the score's 12-7. But just something to keep an eye on as the game progresses. Parker gets the handoff, fighting, trying to kind of snake under the defense and get to the goal line, but he's ruled down at the 1-yard line where it will be 3rd and goal. Jay, this is exactly where Parker scored from earlier on a 3rd and goal play from the 1.
Yeah, the play that we were kind of guessing maybe they worked on quite a bit over the week. Seth Deloy, North Brunswick's version of the quote-unquote athlete in on the stop. He's in. That's the big guy, Sam.
It is a South Brunswick touchdown. 2:19 left in the first quarter, and the Cougars have taken a 13-12 lead. Noah Harrell on to attempt the extra point. Jay, who barreled in there?
That was
Shelton
Bocook. Yeah, that was the big guy who kind of muscled and bustled his way through all the guys up the line. Harrell for the extra point.
Good snap, good hold. Harrell booms that one, and it is good. 14-12, South Brunswick lead. 2:19 left in the first. Mike, when will we get our first stop of the game?
I have no idea. It doesn't look likely. That touchdown right there, the complete opposite of the first touchdown by Danny Parker. They gave the ball to the fullback. He powered through. Awesome to watch. Great line play. Pretty impressive.
Now, Mike, while I've got you on the hook down there, which offensive production seems more sustainable to you? North Brunswick's kind of high-flying attack or South Brunswick's more ground-and-pound-oriented approach?
Being from cold weather and that it's a little chilly down here, I'm going to go ahead and say the run game just because it keeps you warm, keeps you driving, while the other offense is just sitting on the sideline getting cold.
Here we go. You heard it from sideline reporter, not Aaron Andrews, but Mike Maurer. Best in the biz. South Brunswick kickoff. This one's going to be returnable, fielded cleanly right at the 10-yard line, and a good job of kick coverage by the South Brunswick Cougars. They bring down Jaden Armstrong right at the 30-yard line, a 20-yard return, and North Brunswick will start this drive at their own 30. Jay, something else worth noting, on South Brunswick's 2 scoring drives, they started both possessions inside the North Brunswick 50-yard line.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that because I think kudos right now that maybe the difference in this game is South special teams play. Kick returns twice inside the 50, and Noah Harrell perfect with 2 points after for the 14-12 lead.
So 14-12, South Brunswick lead. Little more than 2 minutes left to go in the opening quarter. Oh, Green kept it. He's got a little crease there, partner. Trying to shove a defender out of the way, finally wrestled out of bounds at about the 43-yard line, a gain of 13 yards, maybe give him 14 yards rather, and a North Brunswick first down. And, Jay, there's the damage you see that Green can do with his legs.
Yeah, he is so talented. Mason Hallett with the tackle that time. Mason Hallett, 5'10", $175. Green, 6'3", 200, and he is put together.
False start, I do believe. And I called one earlier and was dead wrong, so we'll wait on the signal from the White Hat. It was a false start. Okay, Jay, how's this for trivia or a fun fact? Head referee tonight, Steve Smith, the White Hat.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, both of his sons played football at Guilford College,
Okay.
alma mater
Okay.
of production manager Aaron Varman.
And there's Steve Smith. And you had that perfect, except they played with Jimmy Pickles.
Oh, Tommy.
Tommy Pickles.
Another pass complete from R.J. Green. I think that's Armstrong over there on the far sideline. It was, and it was a good gain of about 8 yards out to the north 48-yard line.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's get back to the important thing. If Steve Smith's son played with Tommy Pickles, who is Jimmy Pickles?
I think Jimmy P. you made up.
Oh, okay.
North Brunswick on a little hard count. Now they're going to look toward the home sideline for the play. Minute and a half left here in the opening period. South Brunswick 14, North Brunswick 12. Both teams with 2 touchdowns. North Brunswick missed on an extra point try and a 2-point conversion. The difference in the scoring. Green keeps it on the read option. He's got a crease.
He's
Still
gone.
on his feet. Being chased down
nice
by Danny
tackle.
Parker.
Wow.
A touchdown saving tackle by Parker, and R.J.
Uh-oh.
Green slow to get up. And Jay,
Yeah.
a lot of irony in this, as Green 2 weeks ago against this South Brunswick team was hobbled almost the entire game by an ankle injury. We'll have to check in with Dr. Maurer down on the sideline for an update. We'll see how Green looked here as the first quarter comes to a close.
Sam, touchdown saving tackle that time by Danny Parker. And maybe more critical, they're going to call timeout. That's a good one to see, just how R.J. Green is.
So, Jay, what it did 2 weeks ago when these two teams met, Green, he was clearly hobbled, but it made him totally one-dimensional. And, of course, that dimension is him throwing, and he does that exceptionally well. But what makes him so dangerous is his ability to hurt you either way, on the ground with his legs or with his arm. So when he was basically when he played 2 weeks ago on one ankle, North, it turned him into a pocket passer. And while it was good enough that night, on a night when South Brunswick's offense seems to be firing on all cylinders, they need a fully healthy 100% R.J. Green.
Absolutely, Sam, and credit South's offense. We talk a lot about their defense, and rightfully so, but their offense has really played well here tonight, and we're 14-12 still in the first quarter. I would have guessed this would be the score at the end of the game, not at the beginning.
So South Brunswick goes empty. Pass across the middle of the field. Caught a big-time hit from Basil Abrams, but not before a big gain from R.J. Green to number 16, Dominic Atkinson-Bell. Boy, he's had a great first half. First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Hey, Bell is a tough cookie. Look at this again. Sam Hickman.
What a throw here, too. Just right in the middle.
And watch the hit right there. Whoa.
Back in action, first and goal from the 8. Atkinson-Bell flanking Green in the shotgun. He gets the handoff around the left side. Nowhere to run that time as he's dropped for no gain, setting up a second and goal from the – actually, Jay may have lost yardage. That ball's marked back at around the 10. Yeah, he lost a yard or two there. Oh, I just can't see. No, he gained about 3 yards there. Sorry, Jay.
Antoine Thompson in on the stop that time, and he is a little slow getting up.
And, Jay, North Brunswick going to be satisfied with that run by Atkinson-Bell as the final play of the first quarter. I'm sure you need a chance to – boy, Jay, now look, they're running back on the field to snap the ball. South may have to call a timeout. Yep. Wow. Look at that. A heads-up move by North Brunswick to send the offense back onto the field when South Brunswick took off, and a heads-up move by Rocky Lewis to call a timeout before North Brunswick caught South Brunswick off guard there. So everything I said about that being the final play of the first quarter, forget it.
Forget it.
And now we're going to have a snap with 2.8 seconds left in the opening frame. It'll be second and goal from the 5. Jay, in all your years of watching football, have you ever seen that?
I have not, and expect to never again probably. And wow, hey, the good news for North Brunswick is that
waste of timeout.
R.J. Green got off and back on the field pretty quick. So maybe that ankle is okay. But gosh, what an exciting first quarter, not half, but first quarter of play here tonight in Leland. Playoff football, man, it just doesn't get no better.
So it's going to be second and goal. The ball is just inside the 5-yard line. The nose of the football, a little shy of the 4. It'll be second and goal. Green in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 to the top. A jet sweep around the right side. He's got running room, and he is across the goal line for a North Brunswick touchdown on the final play of the first quarter. Atkinson Bell rushes in from 4 yards out, and this seesaw battle continues in the opening round of the state playoffs. North Brunswick leads 18-14. Boy.
Second TD of the game for Atkinson Bell.
Man, I tell you, Jay, we have not seen anyone, not Hoggard, Laney, anyone do this to South Brunswick's defense in 12 minutes of play. Mike, what'd you see there on that scoring drive from the Scorps?
Pretty much the same thing they've been doing, driving it down. R.J. Green looking good. North's offense looking great. We talked last time about the defensive stops, and you could tell that they spent the entire time of that drive in the tent, game planning, trying to figure out how to stop Danny Parker in this South run game.
And as you saw during the sideline report, R.J. Green crossed the goal line for a 2-point conversion. He lost the ball, but it was after he had crossed the goal line. So North Brunswick will take a 20-14 lead over the South Brunswick Cougars into the second quarter. We'll be right back with the second on your ATMC TV High School Football Game of the Week. And we are back for the start of the second quarter. Jay, seems like an important play here for North Brunswick. They're just trying to keep South Brunswick from getting such excellent starting field position,
Yeah,
right?
let's see if they do something a little different on this kickoff, because South has really, and they do.
Yep, they're going to squib it, and it's still rolling along the ground, and it worked like a charm for the North Brunswick Scorpions. An excellent kick there. Jay, that's number 48 on the roster, Brian Manzanares, the senior kicker, with a perfectly executed squib kick. And, Jay, hard to do much better than that unless you boom it through the end zone, right?
Well, yeah, and as we were discussing earlier, Sam, part of the reason that South has gotten off to such a good start here tonight offensively was the great field position that their kick return team had given them on the first 2 kickoffs tonight. But they changed it up a little bit that time, did North Brunswick, and South is going to have to start this one from their 25.
First down snap. Minimal running room for the South Brunswick Cougars. Jay, early, late in the first quarter in Fayetteville tonight, 71st, who's undefeated, leads West Brunswick, the East Region's number 30 seed, 14-6 late in the first quarter.
The Trojans are hanging in there.
Yeah, hanging in there against the undefeated Falcons. Here it's 2nd and 7 from the 28-yard line. Prince with the stop route intended for Bishop over his head, and incomplete. The sophomore receiver, not sure he could have caught that one if he was Yao Ming. It was a little bit high there, and well covered by the Scorpions. Had he caught it, he would have been shy of the line to gain there. So, Jay, will we get our first defensive stop of the night? This is the best opportunity we've had with a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, we haven't seen the punters yet, have we?
Have not. So 3rd and 7. Bo Cook, the tight end, in motion. South's going to keep it on the ground. Danny Parker fighting for running room, and Jay's still on his feet miraculously. Got across the 30-yard line to the 31, and boy, oh boy, may have just had our first defensive stop of the night, as Parker was only able to gain 3 yards there, and it will set up a 4th and 4 from the 31-yard line. Mid-Eastern Conference team Hoggard up 21-0 on Corinth Holders in the first round of the state playoffs tonight. A low bouncing punt fielded cleanly by Atkinson Bell. Jay's got a seam. Atkinson Bell still on his feet. Finally wrestled down inside the 15-yard line. No flags on the field. And North with a huge play on special teams, on the verge of taking a 2-score lead here early in the second. What a night from Dominic Atkinson Bell.
Yeah, the junior is really playing big time tonight. We complimented the kick return teams for South. We now have to do a shout out for North's punt return team, and particularly Dominic Atkinson Bell, who already has 2 touchdowns in this game, and a big punt return to give the Scorps excellent field position to start this drive.
About a 53-yard punt return there by Atkinson. Oh, that snap was bobbled, but Baldwin was able to get the exchange from R.J. Green, and the teams reach a stalemate there at around the 5-yard line, maybe just inside the 5 to the 4. So a gain of about 8 yards there on first down. And Jay, I just have to say, our booth tonight, from which we broadcast, got a whole lot prettier this evening.
I was going to bring that out at halftime, but I'm glad you went ahead and did it.
Got a whole lot prettier with Miss Jasmine in the house
Christmas
tonight. Jasmine Addison, just lucky enough to get,
lucky,
join us tonight.
Lucky. She ain't lucky. She got him.
That was tongue-in-cheek.
Okay. We need to get up with her and explain that you can do a whole lot better.
And the rest of us didn't see it, and Jasmine just points out to me that a holding penalty was called against North Brunswick on that second down run. So, Jay, what would have been first and goal at about the 2 now is going to turn into maybe second and 10 from about the 14-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 12, ball marked at around the 14, it appears. But the way this North Brunswick offense is humming along, Jay, that's just a bump in the road, right?
Absolutely. Green had to have over 100 yards passing in the first quarter, Sam.
Oh, yeah, I think he's up around 1. That's a false start on the running back there. That was Baldwin. Jay, he just kind of he leaned forward just a little bit before the ball was snapped. And so, man, how quickly things can change. This, if the holding penalty doesn't happen, North Brunswick has a first and goal at about the 2-yard line. 30 seconds of real time later, and the Scorpions are facing a 2nd and about 16 from the 19.
Crazy time. Hey, keep an eye on Deloy. It feels to me like it's set Deloy time.
Green stays in the pocket, rifles a pass. Look at you. Oh, no, Jay, it was number 10 there. Caden Cook, wide open in the South Brunswick secondary. And, folks, you could probably hear the surprise in my voice. Nobody all season has done this to this South Brunswick defense. I mean, this North Brunswick offense right now is a well-oiled machine.
They are taking it to them. Hey, look, I'm going to give my guy Deloy credit that time for clearing things out for Cook, but what a dime, as Dr. Maurer says, that Green delivered that time.
So Jacob Molina back on the field for this extra point try. Cody Callahan, the holder. Molina's extra point is up. It is good. Jay, take us through this touchdown strike.
Green's got plenty of time looking, and Cook just comes wide open. There's number 2, Deloy. He's got his arms up because he cleared it out, and Cook came underneath, and R.J. Green with a strike, and now a big 27-14 second quarter lead for North Brunswick.
And Jay, I know you weren't with us 2 weeks ago in Bowling Spring Lakes, but the majority of that game, it was everything North Brunswick could do to string together 2, 3, 4 first downs against this defense. And tonight, I mean, they've had more open receivers in the first 14 minutes than they have had the last couple weeks or the last couple years against this South Brunswick defense. It's just, I did not anticipate any offense doing this. Sorry, Big Mike, take it away.
As no surprise to anybody who watched that last drive. Right before it, R.J. Green looked at his teammates, said he's feeling great, so no worries there. Beautiful job by him looking off the safety. I think you guys caught that. He was staring left, knew his guy was going to be wide open, looked at him and just threw a bullet. It was awesome.
So R.J. Green, so much. Jay, as you know, a former quarterback, you know, we see it all the time on Saturdays and Sundays. The quarterback can kind of manipulate defensive backfields with their eyes, right? You know, you look one way, get them sucked in, and then boom, look away, and you got an open receiver at South Brunswick out to the 43.
When I used to drop back, I looked at him cross-eyed.
Oh, yeah.
And, boy, you think that didn't mess him up? Of course, I had a hard time picking out the person to throw it to because one eye was looking one way, one eye was looking the other way. That's not the way to do it. Hey, Shelton Bocook run that kickback that time.
Yep, to the South 43.
Give him a
Danny
rest.
Parker still on his feet, fighting for yardage. And, Jay, it looks as if the last 2 drives, I know it's only been a grand total of 4 plays, but North Brunswick has had a lot more success stopping this South Brunswick running game. Seems to me that the Scorpions are loading the box and daring South Brunswick to beat them through the air.
Well, and as best I can remember, I think Jamison Prince has only thrown 1 pass this evening. It was way over the head of his intended receiver. So South may have to start throwing the ball a little bit. Oh, he did have the screen. You're right.
Speed sweep to Danny Parker, tackled.
Uh-oh. Big
from
Luca.
the backside there
Luca.
by Rassiopi. Does a good job chasing that one down from behind. No gain, and that will set up a 3rd and 9. South Brunswick in a bit of a danger zone here, Jay, trailing by 2 scores and facing a 3rd and long situation.
Yeah, Luca Rassiopi, when we say big, 305 pounds, 6'3", a big, big guy.
So 3rd and 10, Bocook in motion. 1 receiver to the top, 1 to the bottom. They're going to give it to Parker, and Jay, he got it. Wow, on 3rd and 9, South Brunswick keeps it on the ground, and Danny Parker takes some contact right at midfield, and as he's done so many times, rumbles for 6 more yards and keeps the chains moving. Jay, it just feels like South Brunswick needed that conversion desperately.
Boy, you're not kidding, Sam. How can it? With 7:52 to go in the second quarter, it seemed like a desperation play for sure. And how many times, has Danny Parker done that in his career? A lot, and he certainly adds to it there.
1st and 10, pass route, intended receiver. It was behind him. That was number 2. I think that's Jordan Davis, the sophomore receiver. The throw was behind him, and he took an awkward fall there, but it's an incomplete pass. We'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 44 of North Brunswick. And, Jay, another thing that conversion did, I mean, there's at least another 1.5, 2 minutes, even if you don't, get any more yardage, that North Brunswick's offense is over on the sideline and can't hurt you, right?
The best defense might be keeping them on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Sam, I think that was Atkinson Bell on the coverage that time.
Boy, he just done a little bit of everything, hadn't he? Boy, Parker had another little crease. Give a lot of credit to this South Brunswick offensive line. They have played excellent football through the first 16 and a half minutes of this one. Jay, Parker awfully close to another first down. The Cougars needed the 34 or nearabouts, and it is. It's going to be enough for the first down. South is going to move the chains with that 10-yard running play by senior tailback Danny Parker. Well, they're going to have a measurement anyway, but the white hat signaled a first down, and now he's calling for a measurement, perhaps at the request of the North Brunswick sideline.
Parker he's a smart runner too. I mean, we know he's a hard runner. He can take some hits. He can give some hits, but he runs with purpose. He runs and he's got his head up. He's looking and takes advantage of what's ahead of him. Just a really, really good high school football player.
First down. Man, head referee Steve Smith with the eagle eye there. He eyeballed it from across the field and indicated a first down, then called for a measurement, and he was right. South Brunswick got it by about half a football. Jay, I know there's so much time left. I would be a bit apprehensive to call it a must score here, but after that big 3rd and 10 conversion and you got some momentum here on this drive, it feels like South really needs to cash in on this opportunity the way North Brunswick's offense is humming along.
Well, and North gives up almost 24 points a game, so they get scored upon.
Hard to tell based on that rushing defense, as Parker was met about the 31-yard line and stopped in his tracks, a gain of about 3 yards. 2 or 3 yards.
Sam, in on the stop that time is Teron Green, which is R.J. Green's younger brother. He's just a 10th grader, and he plays some quarterback. He could very well be the quarterback for the Scorps next year, but in the meantime, he does a heck of a job from his defensive back position. 38 tackles, 3 interceptions on the year. So
one of those was a pick 6 against West Brunswick on this field.
That's for sure.
We were here for that one. 2nd and 7. Parker gets the handoff, avoids initial contact, barrels his way across the 25 all the way down to the 22-yard line, a gain of about 10 yards, and yet another South Brunswick first down.
As you mentioned before, Sam, some good work going on in that Cougar offensive line. 64, Isaiah McNeil. 66, Landon Lynch. 68, Big Trey Ingram. Caleb Combs.
Your grandson.
Who
just kidding, folks. No relation.
I'll take him. It's good. My grandson's playing up in Leesburg tonight, Virginia.
How about a little Tuscarora score check?
Last I saw, it was 3-0 Tusky in the first quarter. Final regular season game, and kind of a picture of what the playoffs might look like for Mike's team next year, as we more importantly look into the North Brunswick huddle. And they've had a great year, Sam. 6-4, 4-3 are hot coming into this game this evening with 3 straight wins. Last week, they got Ashley 40-31, and of course they got South in the time that these two teams got together, 14-10 win. But this is a different game here this evening. 27-14, 6:12 to go in the second quarter. Who would have thunk it?
Mike, if you ever go back and watch this, please know your grandfather is awfully proud of you, young man. That's Jamison Prince, Jay, on the quarterback draw.
Hey, look at him.
All the way down
Great
inside the 15, down at looks like the 10-yard line, a gain of 12 yards and a first down. Jay, you love the play call there, don't you?
Oh, Sam, I do, and I think it caught North a little by surprise that time. Prince does not run the ball that much, 48 yards rushing coming into tonight, but when he does, he's got a nose for that goal line, a couple of scores.
There's somebody with a nose for the goal line, and he almost had it there had it not been for a touchdown-saving tackle by number 23, junior linebacker Tucker Goss. Brought down Parker just as he had found an opening around the left side. Ball is marked down just inside the 5-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 5, maybe just inside at about the 4.5. Second and goal for the Cougars. Parker dives his way inside. He's in, Jay.
He's in.
He is across the
Whoa.
goal line. Oh, boy.
Yeah, he's across.
Oh, the ball
Yeah.
was out. But the signal has already been thrown up in the air. It is a touchdown, South Brunswick. And boy, did the Cougars need that one. North Brunswick had rattled off 15 consecutive points before South Brunswick answers little more than midway through the second quarter. And the Cougars have pulled within 7, 5:15 left before halftime.
Hallett in for the extra point. He is 2 for 2 tonight.
Penalty here. Let's see. Some kind of substitution infraction of some kind? I have no idea, partner. Yep, it was a substitution penalty. Jay, this is interesting. This will move the ball to the 1.5-yard line. Does South Brunswick want to bring the offense back on the field from the 1.5?
I think I take this. Well, there's certainly an opportunity, right? They are.
So, Jay, the thing is here, if you're Rocky Lewis, you move it up to the 1.5 because of North Brunswick's missed extra point earlier. If you're South and you miss this, you're still only down 7.
One possession game. So
yeah. Well, we'll see. We're going to toss it down to Big Mike Maurer here during the 2-point play. Mike, surprise, surprise, South Brunswick keeps it on the ground with Danny Parker.
Absolutely. Danny Parker actually making plays on and off the ball. He set up that draw run by the quarterback by lining up at wide receiver. North's defense didn't really know what to do because they're not used to seeing him out there, and set up about a 12-yard draw that really kind of allowed him to get in position.
Mike, I don't know if you had an angle there, but Jamison Prince went under center, which we have not seen South do much of this year, and bobbled the exchange with the center and was stopped for a loss. So no good on the 2-point conversion try. North Brunswick leads by 7. Mike, you served as the color analyst when these two teams met a couple weeks ago. There were 24 combined points in that whole game. In the first half alone tonight, we've had 47 total points. Are you as stunned as I am by this offensive output?
Well, we talked at the beginning of that game that it might go either way. We saw the defensive showdown the first time they met. We're seeing the offensive powerhouses that these two teams are. The big turning point in the whole game has been the special teams play by North, setting up that that easy touchdown on their last drive. So hopefully South, if they want to get back in it or take the lead, they're going to need a defensive stop soon.
Kickoff field. Oh, Jay, it bounces over the head of the North Brunswick return man. Had to go back and chase it down. And now North Brunswick going to be stopped inside their own 15, and a flag on the play. I guess it could have been in the area of a face mask penalty or some kind of blocking foul against North Brunswick. We'll wait on the signal from the white hat. Boy, that kick couldn't have worked out any better for South Brunswick. Took a Cougar bounce over the head of the return man, and by the time he chased it down, South Brunswick was there to personal foul. Is that some kind of helmet-to-helmet signal that he gave there with his two fists? Personal foul. Looks like helmet-to-helmet contact called against North Brunswick. So, Jay, the result of the play was ended at the 12-yard line. If that's half the distance to the goal, North is going to start this drive at its own 6.
And, South may have the Scorps exactly where they want them. Remember, this is a team, despite the score this evening or right now, this is a team that puts a lot of pressure on the backfield. 39.5 tackles for a loss, 24.5 sacks. So not a lot of room for Mr. Green and company to work with here.
Halftime in Fayetteville, 71st, undefeated, and the number 3 overall seed leads West Brunswick 14-6. The Trojans marched inside the 15-yard line at the end of the half, but could not cash in. So West Brunswick down by 8 against number 3 seed 71st. And Jay, it's got to be a penalty of some kind. It's going to be against the Scorpions. So now we're going to have a 1st and 13 with the ball being snapped from the 3-yard line of the Scorpions.
Yeah, that's makes it a little more difficult for North Brunswick now. But gosh, if you're going to be pinned back there, I can't think of anybody better in the area this year than Green, because he can beat you with his legs or he can beat you with his arm, and just makes good decisions too.
This time it's going to be a running play and not much going there, maybe a yard to set up a 2nd and 12 from the 4-yard line.
Remember, this team, South, such good tacklers, Sam, and usually when they hit you, they are able to wrap you up and take you down. You watch a lot of these teams, and I don't care what level you're talking about, you see a lot of hitting, but not necessarily a lot of tackling, because they don't finish it. They don't take him to the ground. South does.
Running play, South spills it out and brings down the ball carrier. I believe that's Trey Baldwin at the 7-yard line. Perhaps most importantly, Jay, I think that's Gronda still down on the turf. Okay, he does get up, but boy, now he's limping off the field down. You got a good look at him there. That's the big future Division I football player there, the big tight end defensive end for North.
6'4", 235 pounds, and He is a really, really solid player, and I think he's going to Charleston Southern, maybe? No, not going there? Okay.
I know they had some interest in him.
Should be going there.
3rd and 9. Now North's going to run a draw play, but South Brunswick was ready for it. Number 44, Ian Dwight, and I believe that was 34. I didn't get a look at who's the – Garrett Frazier, sorry, 38 there. How can I miss him? So, Jay, South Brunswick on the verge of forcing getting its first defensive stop. North got to be going hard count, right? Play clock, 20 seconds left. R.J. Green looking toward the sideline. Boy, you just can't jump here if you're South Brunswick. Whatever you do. 8 seconds left on the play clock. Green looking toward the sideline. I think North Brunswick's going to run it down and then call a timeout before the play clock expires, and that's exactly what they do. A very, very disciplined South Brunswick defensive unit there. And Jay, man, I'm telling you, as long as we've done these games, as long as I've been watching football personally, I'm still amazed how quickly momentum can change in these ball games. I mean, after that 4th North Brunswick touchdown set up by the long Atkinson Bell punt return, you know, it's 27-14, all Scorpions, all the momentum, immediately force South into a 3rd and 10. South converts it, ends up driving down and scoring to make it 27-20, and now South forces a 3-and-out and has a chance to get the ball back and go tie the game.
Well, you know, credit the Cougars that time, because they had North pinned back, and they did not let them get out of the box. And it's going to force the punt, and South is going to have a chance for excellent field opportunity. Looks like Parker back to return the kick.
Yeah, and he's all the way up at the 35-yard line of North Brunswick. So North needs a good Atkinson Bell punt here on 4th and 5. And he gets off a good one.
Whoa.
Oh, Jay, that hit him. That hit Parker's hands.
That's a lot of ball.
And it's fielded cleanly by the Scorpions at midfield. A colossal special teams blunder by the South Brunswick Cougars, and North Brunswick's offense will take over at the 49. My, oh my, you hate to see that happen to Danny Parker. He'd love to have that one back, Jay. You just can't run back and try to catch it like a center fielder there, right?
Catching a football like that is not an easy thing to do. I think that was 53, Hayden Nance.
It was.
Who is the snapper and the center who got downfield and alertly.
North taking a shot.
They got it right back.
Oh, deflected. Ball was thrown into double coverage. Excellent coverage by Mason Howlett, and Danny Parker, the safety, was rolling over the top there. Love the play call from North Brunswick after the quick change of possession, the turnover to take a shot there on 1st and 10 from the 49.
Man, Green, he looks good even when the pass is missed.
Yep.
I mean, that kid can throw the ball.
Option pitch out to the right side. Parker giving chase. Ball carrier still on his feet. That's going to be a flag of some kind, I believe, against the Scorpions based on the crowd reaction. It is going to be a holding infraction against North Brunswick. Flag is down at about the 47, so that would back it up to about the 43, and it would be a second and about 18 here. With the accepted penalty.
Oh, once again, fouls, penalties, mistakes. They're just so hard to overcome. And that was a positive gain that time for North, and it turns out to be a huge loss because of the penalty. So keeps it at second down, but you're going to have to get up to New Hanover County to get a first down.
Second and about 18. Oh, Jay, it was a successful completion from R.J. Green to Atkinson Bell, but Atkinson Bell went to one knee to make the grab, and so it was a gain of about 4 yards, and it will set up a 3rd and 14. Ball is at North Brunswick's 47-yard line.
Yeah, big down here for South Brunswick's defensive unit.
Jay, getting late in the first half, 2 minutes, 10 seconds, showing on the game clock, 3rd and 14. Green in the shotgun, kind of dancing around back there, looking for a lane. He's under heavy pressure. He got positive yardage, but an excellent job by number 65, Demarius Wise. Ian Dwight was there, and they brought down Green about a yard shy of the initial line of scrimmage. And, Jay, how about the defensive stop there after the muffed punt? Just a huge, huge sequence in this ball game.
Yeah, you like the spunk of the kids from South Brunswick on that play, because they were in trouble because of the fumbled or the muffed punt, but the defense got strong at the right time, and credit the secondary that time because Green had plenty of time to throw. No one to throw it to.
And, Jay, there's the punt there that South Brunswick was hoping to get when North Brunswick was pinned back deep. It did take a fortuitous North Brunswick bounce and rolled about 17 or 18 yards down to the 10 or 11 yard line. So, Jay, let me ask you this. What has Atkinson Bell not done exceptionally well this evening?
Nothing.
He's punted and stopped him inside the 20. He boomed a kick over Parker's head that resulted in a muff punt, has a touchdown catch, a touchdown run, several great coverage plays on defense, a handful of tackles. He has been outstanding in this first half.
Yeah, and Atkinson Bell will be available for autographs at the 50-yard line after this game. So,
what is it you say, Jay? He's done everything but sell popcorn?
You're not kidding. He's had a heck of a first half.
Danny Parker on the give, still on his feet.
Gosh.
Diving for yardage. Man, I tell you, he is like a jackrabbit.
Well, he is. And look, he's listed at 5'9", 180 pounds. And that's big, but not that big. But, man, he runs big.
Oh, he didn't have much running room that time. Ran right into the teeth of the North Brunswick defense, and still doesn't quite have enough for a first down yardage. And, Jay, the game clock is all the way down to about 30 seconds, and North Brunswick cannot stop the clock. So I'd be real surprised here if South Brunswick snaps this ball on 3rd down. Cougars may be content letting the game clock roll all the way out and taking this 7-point deficit for South into the halftime break. Jay, remember, the Cougars do get the ball coming out of the halftime break after deferring the opening coin toss, and that is going to do it for the first half. Offensive fireworks all over the place in the first half. South Brunswick with 3 rushing touchdowns. North Brunswick, a little bit of both with R.J. Green through the air and Dominic Atkinson Bell on the ground. Highlights all over the field in the game's opening 24 minutes. We'll be back for the second half. North Brunswick 27, South Brunswick 20. First round of the state playoffs. ATMC TV's Game of the Week. We are back, almost set for the start of the second half. North Brunswick leads South Brunswick 27-20. South Brunswick will get the ball to start the second half. R.J. Green in the first half, North Brunswick's quarterback, 8 of 9 passing, 183 yards, 3 touchdowns. Woo. Now, how about this line? Dominic Atkinson-Bell, 4 catches, 54 yards, a touchdown reception, a rushing touchdown, and a 58-yard punt return that set up an R.J. Green touchdown pass to Caden Cook. For South Brunswick, all the damage, or a great deal of the damage done on the ground by Danny Parker, a couple of nice runs by Jamison Prince in there, and a Shelton Bocook touchdown run. All of that adds up to South Brunswick's 7-point deficit as we're set to start the second half. What'd you see in the opening 24 minutes? What are you looking for in the second half?
Well, Sam, what we saw in the first half is clearly what we didn't anticipate. You know, these two teams get together 2 weeks ago, a 14-10 game, and we kind of expected a low-scoring affair in this one as well. So, you know, the fact that there's 47 points on the board here in the first half is surprising. I'm not sure that that's going to continue here in the second half. You would think maybe at some point in time things would settle down, particularly defensively for South Brunswick. But crazy things happen when you get out on this football field.
So a break there for South Brunswick to start the second half. North Brunswick kicks it out of bounds, so South Brunswick will get really good starting field position here at the 35.
Got some scores from around the area. West up in Fayetteville playing 71, 71st, whatever, 14-6. 14-6, and Hoggard was winning handily early on.
Over Corinth Holders.
Not sure about the New Hanover game, and haven't heard anything about Laney's game.
Laney was leading early.
Okay.
Haven't seen an update on that one in a little while. I'll see if I can put some scores together for us
you folks
in the second half.
On the Facebook, send them in to us.
Boy, Jay, how about that? South Brunswick keeps it on the ground. First play of the second half, and Danny Parker was stood up. Tucker Goss, the lead man there, and Taryn Green comes up limping. So the Green brothers have suffered some what seem to be minor-ish leg injuries, but we'll see if Dr. Maurer down there can check on Taryn Green for us and get us a report.
Yeah, Taryn, the sophomore, and very valuable player for the Scorps.
2nd and 10 from the 35. Bocook in motion. Parker flanking Prince in the shotgun. Handoff around the left side. Parker still on his feet. Brought down at the 38-yard line. A gain of about 3 yards. Jay, let me tell you, Parker's probably around the 100-yard rushing mark.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more, but, boy, he has earned every one of them.
Does every game, Sam. He's just a rock'em sock'em runner. Big play that time. I think it was 50. Camonte Carter from linebacker position really forced that play inside.
So a big play here. 3rd and 7. A minute and 20 seconds into the third quarter. South Brunswick down by 7. 3rd and 7 from their own 38-yard line. Parker gets the handoff, still on his feet. And Jay got awfully close. He's going to be about 2 yards shy, but it looked like he was going to get tackled around the line of scrimmage. So decision time for South Brunswick. They're sending the punt team home. Wasn't much of a decision after all.
Anthony Martell's at the bottom of that pile that time. Martell's a junior. 35 tackles for the Scorpions coming into tonight's game.
Folks, I should have done some better vocal exercises before tonight's game. Sorry about the scratchiness.
Ooh.
Oh, what a punt there.
That is a big-time kick.
And perfectly angled and takes a wonderful South Brunswick bounce. The ball will come to rest at the 10-yard line. Jay, that is let's see, 43 and 7. That's 7, and add another 40. A 47-yard punt by Noah Harrell down at the we'll call it the 11-yard line, so 46-yard punt, but an excellent result for South Brunswick. And, boy, Jay, it feels like the last 2 or 3 drives, North Brunswick has really been pinned back deep in their own territory.
They have. They've started way deep that time because of the excellent punt by Noah Harrell. He averages 37.5 yards per punt. His long for the season is 55, and, gosh, he came pretty darn close that time.
So 1st and 10, ball at their own 11. It's going to be a give up the middle. And, boy, partner South Brunswick's defense has really settled in after a sluggish start. They've really done a good job containing North Brunswick's rushing attack and gotten the defense into more advantageous spots in 2nd and 3rd and longs.
It helps when you're, defending on the place on the field where South is.
2nd down. Oh, Green kept it. Still on his feet. Finally knocked down inside his own 15-yard line. He lost a couple yards there, partner. I thought Baldwin had it. Excellent mesh there from Green and Baldwin, but Green kept it, and South Brunswick was all over it, stopped him for a loss. They need the 21. The ball's on the 13. It'll be a 3rd and 8, maybe a 3rd and 9 here for North Brunswick. 8 minutes and 45 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter.
Luke Dilgard in on the stop on that previous play.
Seth Deloy in motion. It's going to be a swing pass out to the right side, and there's South Brunswick.
Hit.
That's the South Brunswick defense that we're accustomed to seeing. Jay, I think that was Mason Hallett over there who made the initial hit.
And who's slow getting up?
I think, is that Atkinson Bell who was the pass catcher?
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boy, Atkinson Bell had a sensational first half. North Brunswick cannot afford to lose his services in the second half. So that's Taryn Green and Atkinson Bell who have limped off the field here early in the second half. And Jay, North faces a 4th and 6 from their own 15-yard line. And Jay, here's something of note. Atkinson Bell handles North Brunswick's punting duties. And it's 4th and 6 here. So whoever is the backup punter, I guess, is going to have to kick this one away as trainers are tending to Atkinson Bell on the home sideline. Is that Gronda?
I was getting ready to say, is that Jaden back there?
Well, he's usually the personal protector, but
well,
Jay, I think he is going to handle the punting duties.
As big as he is, if he gets a hold of it, it's going to go.
He kicked it well. And what a punt it was. Look at there.
Oh, look at that.
As that punt's going to be down around the 30-yard line, we're going to toss it down to Dr. Maurer, the sideline reporter. Mike, what you got?
All right, just like Jay was talking about, would we be able to sustain the offensive drives that we saw in the first half? We have not. Unlike South's tent, they are standing tall defensively, both teams.
Oh, boy. Look at
injury update. Green over here walking it off. Looks like he's going to give it a go. Other than that, I won't speculate.
So, Mike, you ever seen a backup punter who plays defensive end come in and, boom, a 55-yard punt?
Hey, I've never seen it, but athletes are going to athlete, and sometimes you get a foot on a ball, and you're going to see some success happen.
Spoken like a true rugby player. Just get your foot on the ball and see what happens. I love it. Worked out really well for – oh, pass to Bo Cook. And he's still on his feet up around midfield. So South Brunswick airs it out on 1st and 10 from its own 30. And it is a 21-yard pitch and catch from sophomore signal caller Jamison Prince to Bo Cook for a Cougar first down.
Really have not seen South feature the air attack here this evening. Content to keep it into the arms of Danny Parker. But Prince makes a good delivery that time.
Right back to Parker, still on his feet, Jay. Got enough for a South Brunswick first down, a gain of 12 yards, and big plays back-to-back by South Brunswick. And, Jay, we've got a player down on the south sideline.
I think it's Parker.
Boy, Jay.
He looked very uncomfortable, and he is on the ground right there.
Oh, man.
And that is Danny Parker, and that would be a critical injury for anybody.
Boy, what a blow that would be. And you do not want to see that happen to anybody, and definitely not a senior in what could be his final game. Uh-oh. Boy, Thompson made a man miss. Still on his feet. Antoine Thompson wrestled down inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. A gain of 22 yards. And Jay, he almost got stopped for about a 5-6 yard loss there, and then sprinted through the middle of the field for a big gain and a first down.
You know, early this season we had a couple of South games, and Thompson was playing with a little more regularity then, and I thought he ran the ball really well. 260 yards rushing coming into tonight's game. So the junior is a capable back.
That's Bishop Brown this time, and he was tripped up right at the 5-yard line. Jay, the yard lines are just giving me fits down on this end of the field. I had Thompson down at the 13. He was all the way to about the 8, and then Brown gets 2 or 3 yards. So it'll be 2nd and goal from about the 5. Bishop Brown in the backfield with Jamison Prince. South trails by 7. Oh, man, what a play over there. Who is that? Taryn Green.
He's hiding. 5.
No, DeShiel. Jabril DeShiel over there made I would call it a touchdown-saving tackle there. Call it no gain. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 5.
The Shield, just a 10th grader too, Sam. This kid's got huge upside.
South trying to steal a couple yards there with the hard count. Now they're looking toward the sideline for the play. 12 seconds left on the play clock. Prince has now got the signal.
Got a great field goal kicker in Hallett if they can't pick it up here.
No. Boy, North Brunswick's defense comes up big. Swarming tackle there right around the line of scrimmage. And, Jay, you just mentioned him. I believe senior place kicker Noah Harrell is going to come on and try. Actually, that was a loss of about 4 yards, Jay, on that play. So would have been about a 22-yard try. Now it's going to be about a 26-yard field goal attempt. And we've been talking about Danny Parker all night. It's his little brother Nate Parker, the holder, Noah Harrell, on for the field goal try.
4 for 7 field goals this year.
Kick is up, and the kick is good. Noah Harrell with a big field goal. 5:24 left in the 3rd quarter, and South Brunswick has pulled within 4, but perhaps the biggest storyline on that drive, the injury to South Brunswick's Danny Parker. Mike, how important was it for South Brunswick to come away with some points there after Parker's injury?
Obviously, the devastating loss currently of Danny Parker to the Cougars really slowed the momentum on that drive. We did see that big run by number 6. You got to get something, though, because you came out, both teams got stopped, so essentially, you're starting the second half again. 3 points is something. See if that defense can continue to do their thing. Now, Parker's going to be another key defensive loss. So
Mike, perfect segue. I was going to ask you, Danny Parker plays safety on the South Brunswick defense. How important is that position, especially defending against a team like North and R.J. Green, who throws it a lot?
Like you said, he's probably one of their top 2 defenders, and to have that guy over the top is crucial in order to stopping a heavy pass team. Without him, they're going to really kind of struggle, I think, going in the rest of the second half.
Squib kick, fielded cleanly. Return man got a seam down here on the home sideline, still on his feet. That's Atkinson Bell. Oh, and that's going to be 15.
That's going to be some
Well,
more.
there it goes. Yep, so he's ruled out of bounds at the 42. Add 15 onto that. And the second huge return by Dominic Atkinson Bell. Jay, this is going to move the ball to the 27-yard line, a critical mistake in kickoff coverage and a late hit, way out of bounds there.
Rocky Lewis is going to just pull his hair out when he sees this. Bang.
Oh, man.
Way after the play was over, and easy call for the official on that. And what was a great kickoff return, not even bigger, Sam. Going to tack 15 onto it. You were talking about how quickly old Mo shifts in a game like this. Well, things like that certainly make it happen quick.
So, Jay, after South Brunswick pulls to within 4 on the Noah Harrell 26-yard field goal, now North Brunswick just a little more than 25 yards away from building on this lead here, a little more than midway through the third quarter. Ball marked right at the 27-yard line.
Sam, looking way across the field, and I believe Danny Parker is still down at around about the 40-yard line. We'll get a chance to look at that later, but hopefully.
What a crucial blow that would be. Oh, Atkinson Bell on the carry across the 25. Knocked down at the 21-yard line after a gain of 6 yards, setting up a 2nd and 4. Ball just outside the South Brunswick red zone.
Atkinson Bell has had a tremendous game here this evening, and offensively, defensively, special teams. I mean, gosh, he's really, really had a splendid game for the Scorps here tonight. Picked a good time to have it.
Handoff up the middle. Ball carrier still on his feet. Rumbles his way to the 17. Going to be awfully close to the line to gain. It was Trey Baldwin on the carry, and we're going to have a stoppage, Jay, I believe, for a measure. Nope, it's a first down.
Yeah, I couldn't see his number, but the way the play was moving, I kind of figured it was Baldwin because at 220 pounds, he is a tough guy to bring down.
So 1st and 10, ball at about the 16.5-yard line. And Jay, we gotta get those chains moved over there on the far side of the field. Update from Fayetteville: Trojans trail 71st by 8, heading into the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter just started. Trojans down 14-6. Oh, he's getting carried.
It's got to be Baldwin.
Yep, and they're gonna get North Brunswick for it too, partner. Who's 54 for the Scorps? Is that Hayden Nance?
Yep, he's the center.
I didn't think that was a penalty anymore. Yep, they're getting him for.
What are they getting him for, Sam?
They're going to get him for pulling him forward.
I don't know how Nance could do that. Baldwin bigger than he is, I think, but tough runner.
So it would have been a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line, but they're going to get North Brunswick with a, Jay, I don't know what the official name of that is, but carrying the ball carrier?
Yeah, no carrying the ball carrier, no pulling, no pushing, whatever. I don't know.
So that moves it back to the 18. It'll be a 1st and 12, the all too common 1st and 12. 4:04 left in the third. North Brunswick 27, South 23. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, partner.
That's what it looked like.
What it was. So 1st and 12. Handoff around the right side. Trey Baldwin inside the 15. Dropped at the 14-yard line. Gain of about 4 yards will set up a 2nd and 7 or 2nd and 8.
North kind of content to kind of playing a little conservative right now, Sam. Green, R.J. Green, of course, can go off on any one possession, one play.
2nd and 7, ball at the 14-yard line. Green in the shotgun. They're going to pass. Throws it over the middle. It's caught. And he is across the goal line for a North Brunswick touchdown. 4th touchdown strike of the night from senior quarterback R.J. Green. This one to his favorite target, number 89, Jaden Armstrong. And we got another Cougar down. This time it's Bishop Brown. He's going to walk off under his own power. Do we have Dr. Maurer available down on the sideline? Dr. Maurer? This is Manzanares on to attempt the extra point try, Jay, not Molina. Big Mike, after this extra point attempt, Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is no good. Manzanares hooks it, so it'll be a 10-point lead for North Brunswick, 33-23. Big Mike, what'd you see on that scoring drive? Another instance of R.J. Green making a play when the Scorps needed him most.
Yeah, R.J. Green capitalizing on that big special teams play along with the penalty from the Cougars. Found Armstrong just kind of sitting down right in between the gaps of the linebackers. Biggest thing today is the special teams by North. Crucial mistakes, penalties, and big give-ups by the Cougars on special teams. North's just capitalizing, and I don't know if the Cougars are going to be able to figure it out.
Big Mike, while we have you there, what does South Brunswick do offensively without stud tailback number 3 Danny Parker back there?
You gotta stick with your guns and go to your wheel well. I'm not sure who his backup is, but they got to just keep doing what they're doing. Dance with the one that brought you, and really hope that they can kind of figure it out and get some yards.
Yeah, and you saw a picture there of thanks Mike, Danny Parker still down on the ground, and that clearly is not a good sign for South.
Bo Cook fields it cleanly. Jay, he's got a big return.
Wow.
And, man, how would you like to tackle him coming full speed
I
at
would
you?
not,
Martell's accomplished it, but Bo Cook rumbled across midfield to the 49-yard line. Excellent starting field position for the Cougars as they trail by 10 with 3:07 left in the third.
Bo Cook, another one of those kids, is going to sleep well tonight because he's playing offense, he's playing defense. Now he's running back kicks. Shelton Bo Cook, a tremendous season. 132 total tackles, 7 for a loss, 3 sacks, averaging 13 tackles a game, Sam. Just an outstanding effort by Bo Cook.
South Brunswick down by 10. Ball at midfield.
Who's
and
that?
Now behind midfield. Is that Carter?
Yeah, you got to
Number
watch.
50, Kamante
Sam,
Carter.
Put a circle around this kid's name. He's only in the 10th grade. He looks like a ball player to me.
Now, Jay, look at that picture there, number 50.
Yep.
Now think of him after 2 years in the weight room.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
going to be a stud.
Yeah, he's got some talent.
So 2nd and 12 after the North Brunswick tackle for loss. Prince in the shotgun. Play action pass. Ball was deflected. Oh, and Kamante Carter. We were singing your praises.
That's all
and
right.
he'd like to have that one back. But, Jay, that's a tough play. He's in the passing lane, and all of a sudden it's deflected and right in your lap.
Yeah.
Tough play.
Tough play, but yeah, good call, Aaron. Jaden Grinda coming over, the senior, saying, "Hey, son, it's okay. You're in the right place. The next time you'll bring it in." But funny how it bounces around out there.
Jay, as Yogi Hickman would say, the most important play is the next one.
It's the next one.
Yep.
Yogi-isms.
Shake that one off and move on.
You can't beat Yogi Hickman.
Fake the handoff. Prince. Oh, boy. Tried the middle screen there to Abrams, but Tucker Goss read the play and hit Abrams right as the ball arrived, and it will be an incomplete pass. So 3 plays without Parker offensively, and the Cougars go backwards and will have to punt it away with 2:21 left on the third quarter clock.
Yeah, Tucker Goss, another youngster, he's a junior, and wow, he's going to have a great senior season.
Good punt by Harold. Takes a Sunday hop to Atkinson Bell. He's looking for running room around the right side. He's still got it.
Oh, Sam.
Finally takes a big hit about the 35-yard line. And Jay, as spectacular as R.J. Green has been, boy, it'd be hard for me to give the game ball to anyone but Dominic Atkinson Bell.
Yeah, Atkinson Bell has had just a great game in all the facets of the game, offense, defense, special teams, and he's really been instrumental in this 10-point Scorpion lead with a couple of minutes to go in the third quarter. South is kind of, wow, they're in trouble a little bit, Sam, because their athlete, Danny Parker, went out about 2 possessions ago. Still looking for him. I don't know if he's still down on the ground over there. I believe he is, but
Yeah, danger zone here for the Cougars. And now North Brunswick finding some running lanes there on that first down snap.
yeah,
It was about 6 yards.
North, gosh, kind of has everything going their way right now, Sam. And
They do. It was a gain of about 7 yards, and the game clock continues to roll under the 1:40 mark. And Jay, I mean, you take your starting tailback and free safety off any team, and it'll hurt. But boy, Parker just means so much to this South Brunswick team.
well, I agree with you,
Garrett
Sam,
Frazier on the stop.
Yeah, and you know, it isn't just tackles or just, you know, yards gained running or whatever. I mean, I'm pretty sure Parker leads this team in a lot of different things,
Yep.
apart from statistics, you
Yeah,
know.
Jay, I think he's the kind of the heartbeat of this program.
Yeah, he is, and has been for several years. And let's hope he's you know, he's not in now, and don't know if he's coming back, but let's hope whatever's going on, he's going to be okay.
So 3rd and 1. Oh, it's going to be real close. He got it just across the 46-yard line to the 47. It's going to be a first down by DeShiel. A good job there, Jay. There's not much there, but you only need about a yard. Just stick your nose in there,
Hang
and on to the ball,
Yeah.
and get the first down.
And DeShiel, another young player, Sam. He's only a 10th grader. This North Brunswick, good this year, and maybe going to be good for years to come because they got a lot of young, quality players.
Shotgun snap, give right up the middle. That was Demarius Wise there, who just swallowed up the ball carrier.
Big D.
Right, just shy of midfield or right at the 50-yard line, gain of about 3 yards. Jay, I believe that's going to be the final snap of the third quarter. It will be with 12 minutes of game action left. North Brunswick leads South Brunswick 33-23. North Brunswick 12 minutes away from advancing to the second round of the state playoffs. Can South Brunswick mount a comeback without arguably its best player? Find out next on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. Partner, we are back for the start of the fourth quarter. North Brunswick has a 1st and 10. The ball at midfield. Oh, no, it's going to be about 2nd and 7, isn't it? I forgot about the handoff up the middle there, the last play of the quarter. So North with a 2nd and 7, ball at midfield. And, Jay, you got to think South Brunswick must come up with a stop here and not fall behind by 3 scores.
Yeah, it's critical, Sam. They can't fall behind it by any more. And they got to get the ball back, and there's
Holding.
a flag probably going to come back.
You know, it's in the territory of holding against the North Brunswick offense. That is what it will be. Flag is about the 49-yard line. So it's going to move the ball back to the 46. Be 2nd and 11 here.
Scorp's kind of playing a little conservatively, Sam. I mean, in the sense that, I think you said Green threw 9 passes in the first half and completed 8 of them, by the way. But
Yeah.
didn't throw a whole lot in the third quarter, and looks like maybe Brian Davis is trying to play a little bit of the clock.
Oh, and Jay, I got to tell you, and I know I'm not the color analyst here, but I like it considering Parker's injury.
Yeah.
You know, they've lost their biggest offensive weapon. Bleed as much clock as you can and limit South Brunswick's chances with a deep depleted offense now. Shorten the game. And, you know, not that you're content on sitting on, 33 points, but considering South Brunswick's situation offensively right now, I think you limit their opportunities as most you can, as we have a timeout on the field with 11:28 left in the fourth quarter.
You know, the first quarter was an offensive extravaganza, right? I think 34 points in the first quarter. But each team scored a touchdown in the second quarter, and then in the third quarter it was a touchdown for North and a field goal for South. So, things, like water seeks its own level, right? Or cream comes to the top, all those cliches
right.
you want to say. And generally speaking, what you do good, you continue to do good. And so the defense is settled in for South, but they've got to get the ball back because a couple of scores down, it's going to be not enough time.
So much for that conservative play in there. Oh, off the hands of the intended receiver. It was a dart to Jaden Armstrong and clanged off his shoulder pads and fell to the turf incomplete, setting up a 3rd and 11 from the North 46-yard line.
And Noah Harrell, good defense that time, the 5'11", 175-pound senior, safety, kicker, punter. He's got an interception on the year, a fumble recovery, 52 tackles, and of course, an outstanding place kicker and punter.
3rd and 11, 11:22 left in the game.
They're coming.
They got pressure, and they got him.
That's what they do.
Number 41 there, Luke Dilgard. I didn't see who got that initial pressure.
Bo Cook.
Shelton Bocook,
Yeah.
kind of right in Green's face as he got the snap. And Bocook couldn't bring him to the turf, but Luke Dilgard did not miss. And Jay, with Parker out, it looks like Mark Bishop, the receiver, is going to be back deep as the return man for the Cougars, along with number 5, Bishop Brown.
Yeah, Bishop, an athlete, young guy, it's 10th grade, backup quarterback, but 13 catches on the year, 184 yards and a score. So we'll see what he can do on this potential punt return, he and Bishop Brown.
High punt. Fielded cleanly by Bishop at the 34-yard line. So South Brunswick's defense gets the stop it so desperately needed. Jay, can the Cougars muster enough offense without Danny Parker to stay in this ballgame?
Well, I think if they're able to do it, Sam, they're probably going to have to do it through the air. Not so much running on the ground, although they do have some guys that are capable runners, and Thompson. Bishop Brown over 100 yards on the year, rushing the football. But you may look for some passing, or Prince running the ball.
Prince keeps it, gets positive yardage out to the 38-yard line, a gain of about 3 to the 38, be 2nd and 7. Jay, I received word from the South Brunswick sideline it is a hamstring that Danny Parker is battling over there, a hamstring injury. He bit the dust.
Somebody got one of the referees out there, that line that trips you up.
The turf monster, huh?
Parker with a hamstring, is that what you said?
Yep, Parker.
Whoa.
Pass intended for Abrams. Tucker Goss was the closest defender and got a hand in there and knocked it away, setting up a 3rd and 7.
Great coverage that time by Goss. And 3rd down. And what, 7 you said, Sam? Yeah, yep. I think you're right.
Yep,
so
they need the 45, and the ball's at the 38.
I wonder if they'll just open him up and come at him hard.
Empty set. 3 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. That's Bishop, and he got it. Big time pitch and catch from Jamison Prince to Mark Bishop, a gain of 13 yards and a South Brunswick first down. Jay,
I'll tell you
Cougars
what,
still alive.
They are, and this kid Prince, only a 10th grader. Gosh, he's got a lot of guts, a lot of courage, right? He'll stand in there and take the hit, and he'll go ahead and make the delivery. Nice pass, great catch that time too.
Prince bobbled the snap and had to chase it down and just get rid of it, and he took a big hit as he released the ball. And so, Jay, it results in an incomplete pass, but the way that play started, I think South would take that result.
Yeah, probably so, Sam. Fortunately for South Brunswick and for Jamison Prince, he was able to get rid of that ball. It would have been a huge loss.
Prince fires it to the visitor sideline over the head of the intended receiver, Bishop, and incomplete.
And that was either a miscommunication or slipsies, one of the two, right? Because not close to an intended South Brunswick receiver.
A 3rd and 10, partner. 9:38 left in the game. South down by 10. They're going empty again. Prince has got running room. He's got enough. Oh, boy, and he took a shot just shy of the 35-yard line. And pops back up, tosses it to the official. Gain of 14 and another first down. South Brunswick still alive.
Tough. He's a tough kid, Sam. He doesn't seem to be intimidated by the moment whatsoever. Better get rid of this one.
So he ended up getting a yard there. Martell's brought him down after a gain of 1 yard, and now Prince is getting up limping.
He's taking some pretty good shots here on this series.
Jay, I just want to say really quickly, Danny Parker must be in a great deal of pain, because there is pretty much nothing that would keep that young man off of this ball field. Pass hit the receiver Jordan Davis right in the belly, but he couldn't corral it, and that'll set up a 3rd and 9. Ball is at the 34-yard line of the Scorpions.
Pretty well thrown ball that time by Prince, and that's a ball that Davis probably going to catch more than he drops. That time was one of the drops. So you're right, Sam, another 3rd down play, although clearly I think South is in 4 down territory on the field. So see what they can get on this down.
There's going to be a timeout on the field before this 3rd down snap. So North Brunswick 33, South Brunswick 23. And Jay, after the offensive fireworks in the first half, we've only had 9 total points here in the 3rd and 4th quarters, with North scoring a touchdown on a short field and South Brunswick with a Noah Harrell field goal. So North has outscored South 6-3 here in the second half. If you're just joining us, there were all kinds of offensive highlights in the first 24 minutes. South with 3 first-half touchdowns, North Brunswick with 4, and North Brunswick's 10-point lead with 8 minutes, 42 seconds left to go in the game. North trying to protect that 10-point lead as South Brunswick has moved into North Brunswick territory here, a little shy of midway through the 4th frame.
Well, the Cougars need a couple of scores, and although there's still plenty of time, 8:42, they don't have a lot of time, right? So let's see what they can do on this play.
Granda timed the snap just about perfectly. Prince is trying to run for it again, and Jay, he lowered his shoulder and just tried to pull his way to the line to gain, and I think he came up about a yard shy. Let's see where the ball's marked there. Yep, it is going to be 4th down, Jay. He's not even a half. It's less than a half yard South Brunswick needs for a first down.
You see Bo Cook in the game now, too, along with Bishop Brown. But this is where you really miss a kid like Parker, right?
Man.
I mean, half a yard, that's almost a given with him.
Jay, and I think everybody in the stadium knows what's coming here. Give up the middle, first down. Bishop Brown stopped for a short gain, but more than enough for a first down. That's Seth Deloy with the tackle there on defense.
Seth waving hi to everybody, and hi to you, Seth. It's been kind of quiet tonight, really.
He has been.
Not many chances offensively, and
which means next week he'll catch 3 touchdowns.
He at any time. That kid's a player too.
So Jay, we still got a ball game here in the first round. 7 minutes, 52 seconds left. Fake the handoff to Brown, corner route.
Nice.
Is caught. A good tackle over there on the home sideline. Shelton Bocook secures the catch down to about the 13.
When did he become a receiver, Sam?
Tight end.
One catch coming into this evening. You got 2. Well thrown ball that time by Prince. So I mentioned that.
He can spin it, Jay.
Probably going to have to, go through the air a little bit here if they want to get back in it.
So 1st and 10 at the 13. South trying to come up with a score to make it a 1-possession game. Bishop Brown hops across the 10, almost lost the ball there as he wrestled his way down to about the 7-yard line. Got about, Jay, 6 yards there on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 4. Jay, remember, well within Noah Harrell's field goal range, and a field goal here would bring South to within 7 and make it a 1-score game.
You see one of the differences with Brown carrying the ball in lieu of Parker.
Oh, he kept it. Prince kept it, and he's in easily. Jamison Prince keeps it on the read option, and the Cougars, still very much alive in this first-round contest, have made it a 4-point game with 7:01 left. A made extra point here would pull the Cougars within a field goal. What a drive by Jamison Prince.
Yeah.
I mean, how many 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10s did they convert just now?
A bunch, and he's just a 10th grader. Golly day, what a great effort by Prince.
And did so much of it with his legs on that drive, Jay. He got the touchdown run. He converted a 3rd and 10 with his legs. Another 3rd and 10. He rushed for 9 yards to set up a 4th and short. Just an excellent drive engineered by South Brunswick's sophomore quarterback. And Jay, with 7 minutes left, it's a 3-point ball game.
Anyhow you look at it, Sam, it's a 3-point game for sure. And don't forget, the kid that you just saw make the extra point, and that kid is Noah Harrell, is an outstanding place kicker. As we see the stands, I guess that's the South Brunswick side of the field, well attended, as you can see. People bundled up.
Partner, we got Dr. Maurer waiting on his sideline report. Mike, what'd you see on that drive there?
Well, a cast of characters getting the Cougars to go down the field. I can tell you at the turn of the 4th quarter, the north sideline, the north stands were roaring. It was a raucous kind of crowd. That Cougar drive completely silenced the crowd. The team seems a little flat, kind of disappointed in that. With the Cougars pulling it within 3, it's clearly a ball game, even with Danny Parker out with that leg injury.
An excellent kick coverage there by the South Brunswick Cougars. North will start this drive inside its own 30 at their own 27-yard line. So, Jay, South Brunswick came up with the stop it so desperately needed a possession ago. They need another one here to get the ball back. Down by 3, 6:54 left in the game for North Brunswick. Jay, do you like keeping it on the ground, putting it in R.J. Green's hands? That seems like it could never be a bad idea.
Yeah, R.J. Green, stars get good at the right moments, and I'd look for him to do that tonight.
Jabril DeShiel on the carry, just across the 30-yard line. Gain of about 3.5 yards. It'll be a 2nd and we'll call it 7. Game clock is at 6.5 minutes. 2nd and 7. Ball at the 30.5-yard line. North Brunswick needs to get to its own 37 for a first down.
My suspicion that the Scorps are going to kind of take their sweet time here, Sam.
Yep, play clock all the way down to about 6 seconds. Now Green's got the snap, hands it off up the middle, and another big stop by the South Brunswick defense. And Jay, now suddenly we're a play away from South Brunswick forcing North into a 4th down and potentially getting the ball back here down 3.
Absolutely, Sam. And we've talked about the youngsters that are playing here tonight. There was another one there, Jack Early, only a freshman for South Brunswick in on the stop. So, man, when you're in the 9th grade and you're playing here with 5 minutes to go, first round of the playoff, your team trailing by 3, that's a lot of confidence that Coach Lewis has in this young man.
Play clock again, approaching 5 seconds. I think North is going to call a timeout before this play clock runs out. That's exactly what they'll do. And so the game clock will stop. 5 minutes, 22 seconds left in the game. North Brunswick faces a 3rd and 4 from its own 33. Jay, what do you like here, offensive coordinator Combs?
Well, again, you like the fact that you got a kid like Green who can hurt you in so many different ways. So they've been content on these first 2 plays of this possession to hand the ball off. I would think this time we might see Mr. Green do something on his own, whether that be faking and running the ball or, putting the ball up in the air. But I like my chances when I can call out number 12's number.
And Jay, worth mentioning as we approach this end of game situation, the Scorpions only have 1 timeout left, whereas South Brunswick and head coach Rocky Lewis have all 3 of their second half timeouts in tow. Something to keep an eye on.
Yep, those the ability to kind of manage that clock coming down the stretch, very, very important.
High snap. Oh, they're going to pass.
Wow.
It's to Deloy. He made a catch. Seth Deloy comes up with the biggest play of the night.
Holy cow.
Beat Mason Howlett in coverage, and what a throw it was by Atkinson Bell with a man draped all over him to get it away and throw a dime.
What a call. What a call. What an execution. And there's Deloy. We were saying, hey, Seth, where you been, dude? There he is. Watch it again, Sam. Bell, handoff. He's going to throw. He gets it off with somebody draped around his arms, and look at Seth Deloy.
Man, Howlett was right there.
He was.
He made a good play. He was all over him.
Sometimes you just tip your hat, Sam, right?
That's right.
And that's one of those times. Great call and execution by the Scorps. South, they're bending. They just can't break.
We are officially under the 5-minute mark, Jay, at no gain on 1st and 10 from the 30. And, boy, North Brunswick is bleeding as much play clock as it possibly can here late in the ball game. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in this first-round matchup. North Brunswick clinging to a 3-point lead. 2nd and 10 from the South 30. Middle screen. Executed beautifully. Ball's on the ground, Jay. The ball is on the ground. North Brunswick signaling that they have recovered. It was positively a fumble. Some beanbags came out on the play. So, Jay, can you advance a fumbled ball by the offense? I think is what the South Brunswick defense is over there trying to find out. The ball was fumbled about the 25, and by the time it was recovered, it was at about the 20.
That was Deloy with the catch and the fumble, and North alertly recovering the ball. So, and they're going to put it down at the 20, Sam.
Yep. 1st and 10. Ball is at the 20-yard line of South Brunswick. Green in the shotgun. 4 minutes left in the game. Handoff up the middle. South Brunswick stops the ball carrier after a gain of 2 yards to the 18-yard line. And Jay, South Brunswick going to call the first of its 3 second-half timeouts. So 3:56 left. North Brunswick faces a 2nd and 8 or 2nd and 7 from inside the South Brunswick red zone. And, Jay, if you're South Brunswick, you can't allow a touchdown. That's
right.
the one thing you have to avoid is allowing North Brunswick to cross the goal line here, right?
You couldn't say it any better, Sam. I mean, they could even give up a field goal if, in fact, that happened. But they need to keep the deficit down to one score. And these are going to be some big plays for the Cougars defensively here in the next 3:56.
So, Jay, regardless of the result of this one, it will be the third consecutive season one of the Brunswick County schools has advanced to the second round of the state playoffs. So in 2019 and this past spring, it was West Brunswick, and this year it will be one of North Brunswick or South Brunswick, depending on the result of these last 3 minutes and 56 seconds. Handoff up the middle, South all over it. Garrett Frazier, as he's done so many times in recent years, blows up the ball carrier, stops him for a loss of a couple yards, and that will force a 3rd and 10 from the 20-yard line. Game clock continues to roll. Sorry, Jay.
No, big play by Frazier, and gosh, Sam, just makes big play after big play every week. 80 tackles, 12 tackles for a loss, 8.5 sacks, right? And even has an interception, so he's pretty much done it all from his linebacker position. He and Bo Cook, about as good a 1-2 as you can get.
3rd and 10 from the 20. Green in the shotgun, being chased, fires it up to the end zone. And it's caught in the back of the end zone. South Brunswick had 2 players right there, but North Brunswick came up with the catch.
Armstrong.
Jaden Armstrong with the biggest catch of his young career, and with 3 minutes and 11 seconds left, R.J. Green throws his 5th touchdown strike of the night to give the Scorps a 9-point lead. Big Mike, what'd you see on that 3rd down play?
Much like the end of the last meeting between these two teams, R.J. Green goes ahead and airs it out, throws it to a guy at the back of the end zone, toe drags himself, 2 Cougar defenders draped all over him. I really thought one of them was going to get a hand on it, but he threw it in a tight window, and North takes the commanding lead, I think, with this much time left.
So a 10-point North Brunswick lead, 3 minutes, 11 seconds left to go in the ball game, and North Brunswick now 1 defensive stop from salting this one away. Scorpions 40, Cougars 30, 3 minutes, 11 seconds left to go in the game. And boy, Jay, hard to see great from our vantage point, but man, it looked like Green was almost he's tossing that one kind of not up for grabs, but maybe out of the back of the end zone. And next thing I know, Jaden Armstrong comes up with a wonderful catch there, got his feet in, and North Brunswick leads by 10.
It sure did, and credit Armstrong with a great catch and with 2 defenders. But it's what I was saying before, probably not doing a very good job of it, Sam, but big players make big plays, right? Stars kind of do things. And how many 5 touchdown passes tonight for Green? I mean, and he hasn't 9 passes in the first half. I don't know that he's thrown 9 passes here in the second half, but man, he has made the most of his throws.
Manzanares with a short kickoff, fumbled by South Brunswick, or bobbled rather, and South Brunswick falls on it and will take over this possession at its own 34-yard line. And Jay, that brings Jamison Prince and company back onto the field.
40-30, 70 points. I would not have guessed that ever.
Wait, Jay, if I was setting the over-under before tonight, I would have put it at about 30 maybe.
Yeah,
20-10 or 21-13, somewhere in that range. But
2 weeks ago, it was 24 points, right?
Yep. 14-10.
Yeah, so credit both these teams for really doing a super job of preparing for each other offensively anyway.
Oh, boy.
Hit when he's thrown.
Is it a fumble or an incomplete pass?
It looked like his arm was moving forward, Sam. They're calling it a fumble?
Incomplete.
Yeah.
The white hat has moved in and called it an incomplete pass.
I think Steve Smith got the right call there. Looked clearly like Prince's arm was going
incomplete
forward.
Pass. They say Prince's arm was moving forward. It'll be an incomplete pass. And after all that, it'll It's a 2nd and 10 at the 34-yard line.
It is amazing how you keep those down and distance and all that stuff. Truly, you're like one of them savants.
Well, I
Sam
make it up.
Hickman.
I make it up about 70% of the game.
Well, you sell it so well, though.
Corner route,
Nothing.
intended receiver Mark Bishop, and is over his head and falls to the turf incomplete. So, Jay, South Brunswick's got to figure out a way to get 10 yards in these next 2 plays, or North Brunswick can start preparing for Westover.
Yeah, and if that's the way it turns out, Sam, Westover, the North would be on the road for that, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Westover, the 8 seed, North Brunswick, the 9. Nope, hit the turf, incomplete. Very nearly picked off. It stops the clock with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. Jay,
Carter.
I think that was Camonte
That's
Carter
Carter.
again. Yeah, so close.
I'm telling you, stock's up on Camonte Carter.
No doubt. Arrow trending upward. So, South Brunswick season rests on this 4th and 10 play from their own 34-yard line. 3 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Here's the snap. Prince drops back, surveying the field, fires it down the field, and just over the head of his intended receiver, and that will just about do it, barring a miracle. Now we're going to have a flag after the play.
Well,
and Jay, I think it's going to be after the down.
Yeah.
So even if it's against North, I think the change of possession will stand. And a valiant effort by the Cougars tonight, Jay, who were forced to play the pretty much the entirety of the second half without Danny Parker. It's actually against the Cougars, the unsportsmanlike penalty. So that will move the ball from the 34 to about the 19-yard line. And with just more than 2.5 minutes left, Jay, that's just about do it.
yeah, I think you're right, Sam. And, let's go down and see what Big Mike's doing.
Yeah, guys, the north sideline clearly really excited about what's about to happen in 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Looks like they need, one first down to kind of seal the deal. But either way, I don't think the Cougars are going to be able to come back and get 10 points.
Yeah, it would take a lot of things going South Brunswick's way. Jay, one thing the Cougars do have in their favor is they've got 2 timeouts left. So theoretically could call timeouts after the first and second down play and potentially get the ball back with a couple minutes left. But they'll have to stop North Brunswick on offense first, and not a good start if you're the Cougar faithful, as Baldwin rumbles around the right side. Oh, nope, a holding penalty against North Brunswick is going to back the Scorpions up. And Jay, one thing that does is you save the timeout and the clock stops with the penalty.
Yeah, you want to kind of, keep your composure here, right? Easier said than done, I think, with both teams. The happiness that North has and the sadness that South has, right? But it's all part of high school football, Sam, I guess,
And life, partner.
And life, yeah.
Yep.
That's why football's such a kind of a great sport, because in so many ways it like epitomizes what life's all about, ups and downs.
And Jay, when you're an athlete of my caliber, the quicker you can learn that sometimes the other guy or the other team's just a little bit better or a lot better.
Yeah.
You the better served you'll be. I mean, I don't think if before this game started, you would have told South Brunswick fans, parents, coaches even, you're going to score 30 points tonight, they would have taken it and ran with it.
I mean, chances,
every
sure.
other game this season, that would have meant a South Brunswick victory.
Sure.
And
yeah.
they just ran into a buzzsaw here tonight, R.J. Green and the North Brunswick Scorpions.
A team like South that gives up, just under 13 points a game, Sam, and only and averages 21. So to your point, if you tell them early on, yeah, we're going to give you 30 tonight, you take your chances all day, all night. I'm always mindful of I think it was a Lou Holtz quote, and it was about don't forget, and he's talking collegiately, of course, but he said don't forget the other team gives scholarships too, right? So it's sometimes you forget that. You forget that, golly day, as hard as our kids are trying to play and trying to win and trying to do something good, the other team is as well. And some nights and they may have one or two extra plays or players, and that may very well turn out to be the case here this evening.
So, Jay, I'm reminded of another less applicable Lou Holtz quote, but one of my favorite quotes of all time. His team made the Orange Bowl, and, after the Orange Bowl, you win it, and people throw oranges onto the field. And so Coach Holtz was asked about it post-game. What'd you think about fans throwing oranges on the field after the game? And he looked at the reporter, and he said, I'm glad we didn't make the Gator Bowl. Which I thought was just absolutely fantastic.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
Yep, just a great one-liner. So now, Jay, with 2:09 left, both teams are out of timeout. So even facing a 3rd and 13, you got to think North Brunswick's just going to keep it on the ground. The play will probably end with, we'll just say 2 minutes for easy math left in the game. The play clock, there's another 40 seconds. You run a 4th down stop, and, assuming South Brunswick comes up with a stop, the Cougars will get the ball back, again, down 10. So it's 2 possessions with maybe a minute 10, a minute 15 left in the game, and they'd have to go 80-plus yards, get an onside kick, and score again. So what you can't do if you're North Brunswick is turn the football over. Even if you lose 5-10 yards and hold on to the ball, it really doesn't matter much at this point.
Absolutely. Of course, the way the Scorps have played here tonight, don't be surprised if Atkinson Bell
yeah, he might throw one.
One, So what a great play that was. That I guess I don't know, Sam. Can we say that's maybe the play of the game?
Yeah, Jay, that was a 3rd and 5 with South down 3. If they come up with a stop there, they get the ball back. Oh, Jay Baldwin might score.
He is.
Oh,
sure.
Very, very close to the end zone. And, Jay, if the game wasn't over already, it certainly is now as Baldwin rumbles all the way down inside the 5-yard line. Ball marked down at about the 1, and with a 10-point lead, the play clock will run. I'm really interested to see if North Brunswick just takes a knee on this, with South having no timeouts left and the game clock and play clock continuing to run. I'd like to see him just get the snap and take a knee on it. I don't see any reason to add insult to injury here. But
and I think that's what they're going to do, Sam.
Jay, that's a first-class move by Brian Davis.
It is. And listen, since we're throwing quotes and cliches, one comes to mind real quick to me, and it's Nick Saban tells his Alabama kids when they get into the end zone and score, act like you've been there before.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So show some class, right? And I think that's a show some class move by Coach Brian Davis right now, not trying to pad this score anymore, just trying to get it over with and get ready for their game next week, 2nd round of the playoffs.
Yep, so North Brunswick will travel, and now they run a play.
Oh, my. Well, I take it all back. Wow. It was such a good sermon on your and my part.
And so why take a knee on 1st down? I mean, why do you kneel on 1st down and then turn around on 2nd and run a play?
Unless the Vegas line had something to do with it. I couldn't tell you, Sam. I just don't know. But anyway, that's going to make it 46 with a potential point after 47.
Yep, Manzanares on for the extra point try. Good snap, good hold, kick is up, kick is good. and North Brunswick with a 47-30 lead, 43 seconds left in the game.
Sam, you think those Twitter accounts are going to light up this week?
I'd imagine so.
I think they might.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. So, Jay, North Brunswick going to travel to Westover, big winners in the first round. The Scorpions, well, I don't have any numbers in front of me, but it's been a long time since North Brunswick has advanced to the second round of the playoffs. Not sure how long it's been since they made the third round. But going to be fun to keep an eye on that one next week. But, Jay, that will probably do it for us, I'd imagine, on our ATMC TV football games of the week. And, again, partner, what a joy and a pleasure it was being up here and battling COVID and setbacks and everything else that these teams and us have had to deal with. Another great year covering high school football.
Yeah, and like you were saying, I think last week, holy cow, since the spring, we've done one heck of a lot of high school football games here in Brunswick County, and I agree with you. What a joy and a complete honor it's been. I just heard something sweet whispered in my ear.
You love your basketball.
High school basketball starts the first week of December, our coverage. And, geez, who flipped, hard to believe. But, yeah, it is almost December, right? And so we'll get out there on the hardwood floors and see what's going on in Brunswick County this season.
So, Jay, it comes to an end tonight for South Brunswick, but what a job Rocky Lewis and his staff have done with that program.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know another word to describe it, but I just find myself really disappointed that we'll never get to see Shelton Bocook, Danny Parker, Garrett Frazier, so many others that we've watched for so long play another high school football game.
Yeah, maybe not in a South Brunswick uniform, but those kids are the type of kids that have the talent to play at the next level. So who knows? Maybe we'll see them do that.
Screen to Antoine Thompson.
Jeez,
took a big hit after a gain of about 5 yards. And Jay, now if I'm the Cougars, I'm thinking about just taking this one to the house, and I believe that's exactly what they're going to do. So, Jay, final thoughts. North Brunswick going to be 47-30 winners over the Cougars here in the first round of the state playoffs.
Well, they've won 4 in a row, and they beat South Brunswick 2 out of 2. So they've earned this right to advance now to the second round of the 3A state playoffs. Good luck to them. And again, congratulations to the South Brunswick Cougars. Tremendous season and really, really played well. Just came up a little short tonight.
Yeah, certainly wish Danny Parker, the South Brunswick Cougar, the best, walking off the field on crutches toward the south end zone. But a big, big victory in Leland. North Brunswick will advance to the second round of the state playoffs to take on Westover. For the entire ATMC TV team, he's Jake Holmes. I'm Sam Hickman. Good night from Leland. And don't miss us the first week of December, as we'll be back inside Brunswick County High School gymnasiums to bring you high school basketball coverage. Good night from Leland, and we'll see you next time.